Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday, the roller coaster that is a live stream Saturday. As you guys will know from the past live streams, it's always a bit random as to what we get up to during these live streams, if everything even works in the first place. But fingers crossed for everything to work tonight. Let me get you guys up on screen straight away to see who is in the live chat room tonight. And we have Constantia and Sandra, Charlie, Bev, Orlando, Dan, Chris, Bob's in there, Karen, Marta, Tammy, Deborah. And Dave has been timed out. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And just while that happened, big shout out to the moderators for doing such a great job throughout these live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday. We now have the live chat room going through a little bit more quickly, but let me also get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this possible in the first place. And I always say it's the foundation of everything that I do. Massive shout out to these lovely people who are just the reason that the analysis videos happen, the live streams and every single thing that you see on the Wings of Pegasus channel, but also over on Patreon and the cover videos, all that kind of stuff that I've done previously. A massive thank you to you guys. You know who you are. Their names do pop up in the PayPal window and the Super Chat window. So thank you guys for that support during the live streams as well. So the breaking news for tonight is that we have passed 260,000 subscribers. And we get the crowd going crazy. I didn't even notice this until Bob said it in the live chat room. He was part of that early bird crew. It was about, I don't know, quarter past, maybe 20 past 11 when I'm setting the live stream up, and I saw that Bob mentioned, he said congratulations on 260,000 subscribers. So thank you for that, Bob, but thank you everyone for subscribing. So I then changed the title of the live stream, and it's now going to be a bit of a celebration one. We'll just have that on in the background, but I've addressed that at the beginning, so it's all fine. We know how many subscribers we're at now. It's just a crazy number, but we will continue to push forward and see where we end up. And I've just turned off the crowd, and let me see if, yeah, by clicking it off, then I have to turn off the crowd again. Okay, I'm starting to figure out how the crowd works, because previously when I've done that, the crowd had just kept on going endlessly, whereas I've figured out a way to actually stop them from cheering. But anyway, yes, huge number, which is fantastic. Let me get everything else up on screen. First of all, the likes goal for tonight. When I said last week and on Tuesday that 370 was a ridiculously big target, we're now at 375, so that means that we really do need every single like we can muster from the live chat room tonight. As you come through the door, if you could leave a thumbs up, that would be fantastic and much appreciated to get us to this huge number. It's more over there, 375. That's the biggest target I can remember ever, but we will see. Fingers crossed. I think we reached the 370 target on Tuesday, which I said was huge. So we'll see what the Saturday crew can do. But the Tuesday crew have really been letting loose with that likes button. So thank you guys for doing that on a Tuesday. If you do tune in on a Saturday, I'm sure most of you do. So it's great to see those familiar names just appearing in that live chat room. So hello to you guys in there. As Corey says, 375 exclamation mark times 3. Indeed. Right, let me get everything else on screen. I have to try and remember what we're doing. 193, that's good. We can see the likeometer to see exactly where we are so far. Looking for 7 more to get to that 200 mark, and then it's a little bit easier for me to work out the maths. But then again, that means it must be 180. Trying to do that very quickly. I'm going to stick with that number because it popped into my head and I'm hoping that it was right. So 180 is what we were looking for, and maybe, or if we get a couple more to 200 is going to make it very easy, or 177, 176. It's gone to 199. Imagine just counting it down. Now it's gone to 201. I won't count down the number because that would be a very boring live stream. So let me get the donations tab up on screen as well. As I always say, you don't have to donate. Just tuning into these live streams are good enough for me. And thank you everyone for joining me on a Tuesday night and a Saturday night, 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time. But if you feel the need, or you can't resist donating, then the percentages are on screen just so you know exactly where the donations go. Between 35 to 45% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and through PayPal between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal. And you can find a PayPal link in the description below, so it's up to you, whatever you choose, and you don't have to do it, of course, but if you do really want to, then you at least have a choice of a way to do it, and you know the percentages. I think a lot of people, especially on YouTube live streams, super chat donations, they don't know that YouTube take between 35 and 45%. So I think it's very important to just show things up on screen percentage wise, and just be, you know, totally transparent with everything. I think that's always the best way to be. But anyway, let's just keep everything organized. I know that there is a donation that's just going through from Kate, so thank you for that. But there were a couple of donations, I think, before we went live, which I'm going to try and access on my screen, my YouTube studio screen, and here it is. First of all, we had a donation that came in from Marilyn, who donated $5, so thank you for that. And the message was, "Hi Phil, just testing Super Chat to see if this goes through. I will use PayPal later." So thank you for that, Marilyn. And Paul donated $2. Thank you for that, Paul. The message is, "Spike the likes, all y'all. Orlando's backup guy," with a smiley face. So the backup is, at the moment, winning the race because I can see that Orlando's now donated after Paul, but Paul's usually the backup to Orlando. That's why Paul says Orlando's backup guy. But then Orlando donated $5 and said, "Paul Mack is the man. I will back him up. Spike the likes," with lots of thumbs up. So thank you for that, Orlando and Paul, backing each other up in that super chat donations window. I was about to say, we've got a bit of a bromance in that tonight, in that super chat window. So thank you guys for that, Orlando and Paul. Let me just give a plug of the mug. I've put it in a difficult place to try and get it, but here it is. And this is the one that I have on Saturdays, the black and white one. We have the white and the, well, I've got this one here. Here we go. This is the one that I have on Tuesdays, the live stream Tuesday mug. But if you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, such as this mug, that mug, there's another design of mug out there as well, which I believe is a purple kind of logo color that I've got with white. So anyway, you can get yourselves a hoodie, t-shirt, cap, all that cool stuff over at spring.com, and you can click on any of the items in the tray underneath this video if you have a tray under this video. If not, there's a link in the description below, so you can click on that. That'll take you straight through to the merchandise. And I think we are just doing everything as normal on tonight's live stream, but I think we do have a few more pictures than normal. We're going to be having the pick roulette, of course. I will get into the PayPal donations as well, but just quickly in that super chat window, I think we're up to date with the ones that came in before we went live, and then Kate donated that $20. Thank you for that, Kate. And the message was, "Congrats, Phil. So appreciate all you do," with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Kate. And Stardust Unicorn Support Band to Wings of Pegasus have donated $2.99. Thank you for that one. That's a straight up donation. And Karen has donated $19.99. So thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, "Thanks for being you," with a guy looking at himself in the mirror, and it looks like he loves himself. So thank you for that, Karen. Right. we have some PayPal donations to get through as well, but just before we do dive into those, quick update news-wise for the channel and what I've been up to over the last few days. I did an update video last night, which you might have seen, you might not have seen, but I was just stating that myself and Chris Lipe did our collaboration video on Wednesday night. That's when we filmed that, and I'm going to be editing that together and releasing it as soon as possible, but probably the soonest it will be out is once I've finished the editing, then about 10 days after that, because of the whole copyright process thing that has to get cleared. So that'll be coming along in about 10 days, maybe a little bit longer. It might take me a few days to edit it all together, but the easiest thing to do is make sure that you are subscribed and you hit that notification bell, so then you'll get a notification when that video is going to be released, and it's going to be a 2-part video. So if you are subscribed and notified and you click on that bell and check that box, all of that cool stuff, then you'll definitely get notified for the first video and the second video. So I mean, it's great to team up with Chris on that particular video, especially with his insight. He actually did a cover of the song that we're going to be analysing, or that we did analyse, so he could approach it from that perspective of a vocalist who knows exactly how to get down the song. It was Since I've Been Loving You by Led Zeppelin. So when we're talking about these things, he's got so much insight into how to approach singing a song like that, especially considering the heights that I hit on that particular lead vocal. I mean, that's just something about Mr. Plant. When you're looking to take on any of his vocals, you've got your work cut out, especially as a male vocalist. We did actually mention in that video about how, and we spoke about it before we filmed the video, but about how many covers there are on YouTube that are female vocalists, singing Led Zeppelin and Bon Jovi and lots of 80s band songs, where you get a lot of notes that are way up there in the male tenor range. I mean, when we're talking about Robert Plant, he's hitting so many notes that are in that male tenor range, and we're not just stopping at like an A4 and a B4 and a C5. He's going up to D5. He's even going up to like a G5, F5, G5, even an A5 sometimes. So yeah, crazy range going, and that's technically countertenor range all the way up there. But it's something that we address about the female vocalist. Obviously, the high notes for guys sit right in that sweet spot for women. They can just belt that stuff out all day, whereas getting a guy singing those is really challenging. So make sure that you obviously subscribe, get notified, because you'll be able to see that video and listen to the input and the insight that Chris gives that particular analysis. Anyway, it was great to team up with Chris, and we might do more stuff in the future as well, because we get on well. And we've both got similar interests, especially looking at vocalists, breaking it all down. So yeah, potentially more to come in the future. Right, let's get into the PayPal window just to address some of the donations that came in there. And I do like to address all of the donations that come through, whether it's during a live stream or between live streams. So this one came in on Thursday at 49 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, and it was from Camilla. So thank you for that, and it was £28.51. So thank you for that donation, Camilla. And let me just check, because there was a message with that and it said donation. So thank you for that, Camilla. And then Michael donated £5. Thank you for that, Michael. And that was at 27 minutes past 10 in the morning yesterday. So thank you for that. And Marilyn donated £25. Thank you for that, Marilyn. And we saw, or at least I mentioned Marilyn earlier with that super chat donation, but this was a donation for £25, and the message was, "Hi Phil, love your analysis videos, keep them coming, hope your arm is better," with a heart. So thank you for that. And my arm's not too bad at the moment. It was really difficult for me when I was doing the collaboration with Chris, when we're listening to some of the lead guitar lines to not pick up my guitar, and unfortunately I did pick up my guitar just for a brief period, and this is why in the second half of that video, in part 2, you'll see me with the guitar out, but it probably wasn't the best idea because the day after that I'd gone back a little bit and the arm was a little bit more sensitive, so I've still got to try and be as patient as possible, but thank you for asking about my arm, and it's one of those things that you have to be so patient. I'm just going to have to be so patient with it. It's been at least 5 or 6 months so far, and yeah, who knows? I mean, it's definitely got better over that amount of time, but it takes so long for tendons to recover. It's just having the patience and waiting for it to fully recover. But thank you for that, Marilyn. And Lynn donated a very kind indeed, £260. Thank you for that, Lynn. And this was at 19 minutes past 7 early this evening. And I think Lynn probably had a little bit of an eye on the subscriber count, considering the donation as well. So thank you for that, Lynn. The message was congratulations on just everything. So thank you for that. I'm just going to scroll up because there was another donation that came in, and this was from Christopher, and it was for £40. Thank you for that, Christopher. Another very kind donation, and that was at 23 minutes past 7 earlier this evening. So we are getting closer to the live stream time. Tammy donated £10, and this was only about 2 hours ago, something like that. So thank you for that, Tammy. And let me see if I can get this on screen so you guys can see it as well, because now we're getting a little bit more up to date, so I don't have to jump between the emails. So let's scroll down, because the message is, do you listen to music while you work? Thank you for the question. Generally, no, because when I'm working, I'm usually concentrating, and if I'm concentrating, usually it's on a piece of music. So if technically I am listening to the music that I'm, either analyzing, or if I'm listening to a particular video that somebody's requested, or if somebody's asking me to listen to a cover video and asking for advice, or, this or that about guitar playing, then I'm listening to music while I'm working, but it's by default because of what I'm doing. I don't have music in the background while I'm doing all that kind of stuff. I would say that, sometimes, very occasionally, I'll have music on in the background if I'm in the kitchen doing something, or sometimes I have music in the kitchen while I'm watching TV, or, but that's quite rare that happens. Generally, the only time that I'm really listening to music is either in the car or when I'm actually doing stuff, because I'm pretty much on the go work-wise 24/7. It means that I'm never far away from hearing some music, because it's just the nature of what I'm doing every day. So generally, when I'm going through messages as well, there'll always be links to videos, so I go onto YouTube and check out the links to performance videos. So no, I don't listen to music while I work, because while I'm working I am listening to music. I know that sounds like a contradiction, but hopefully you know what I mean. If somebody has a job as like a plumber or something, and then they listen to the radio while they work, what they're working on is different to music. So, that's all I mean. Hopefully it makes sense, but thank you for that, Tammy. And just scrolling up, because Bonnie has donated £2345, £23 and 45 pence. Thank you for that, Bonnie. And the message is, hi Phil, will you ever have the time to do another album? Are you happy? Rock out. So thank you for that, Bonnie. And this is a question that I don't know the answer to, because I don't know how much time I'm going to have in the future, whether some time will become available or not. But I am happy at the moment. I think most independent artists or independent musicians, especially if they're not doing it full time, I started, when I was 19, setting up my own cover bands and doing all that kind of stuff, and then started playing original music age 23. So from the age of 23 onwards, I'd say a good 10 plus years, I was, going to DJs, trying to get them to play my music, playing gigs, week in, week out. And I think after 10 years of that, any independent musician will be very happy indeed to have made one album, that they've done themselves at home, with one microphone, but they'll be very happy to just have a body of work, or at least some work that people can buy, and people buy it to the extent that you can now spend your time doing musical things that you are interested in. And the analysis videos, for one, certainly fall under that category. These live streams fall into that category as well. But just being able to do it. I started with original music at 23, so it means that I spent a hell of a lot of time not getting anywhere. And I would say probably 4 years ago is when things started to really pick up. So that's quite a long time of not really making any progress. And it's not that I didn't have any songs and I didn't have demos, and we had like an EP as well that was just 4 songs that I would take round to DJs and try and have them at venues, sell them to people there. But when you're just playing at venues, you don't get paid for the gigs, and then the amount of CDs you sell are not going to make it financially viable to do it full time. Because if you sell, 5 CDs, then you've made £50. And when I did have band members, I would then split that money up between everybody. Even though it was kind of my project, and myself and Griff at that time. Griff's been on the live streams, as a lot of regular viewers will remember. But myself and Griff were really the guys that did everything, but we still cut everything up in 4. And that just meant that you're going away with about £10 just over each for a gig, and you can't gig every single night. It was always like a Friday night or a Saturday night to try and get as many people as possible. So more often than not, it'll cost more in petrol to actually get to the venue than you'd make from any sales. So it's not financially viable doing it that way, unfortunately. So there's a hell of a lot of independent musicians who never get to do it full time. But I am at the point where I am doing it full time, and enough people buy the albums through my website and download them and get them from Amazon and iTunes that it's financially viable for me to do it. So it's not as if I'm thinking, oh, I'm really annoyed, I really want to do another album. I'm so thankful that people are even listening to my first album, the album that I've released. So for me, I feel like I've already won. If anything comes in the future, any more albums, then obviously that would be great to release more material and to get back into writing. But at the moment, because I've gone from having nothing to now having everything that I've set up and worked for thus far being in a good place, it's very difficult to go back to what you were doing maybe 15 plus years ago that didn't work. When you're now doing something where your music is selling and you're doing something different. You want to keep on doing what you're doing that's working, rather than going back to, right, I'm going to now lock myself away for 6 months, write another album, record it, which might take longer than 6 months, and not do anything, not do any live streams, not do any analysis videos, and disappear from the internet for 6 months. That's not something that I would want to do, and that's something that I did previously in order to release that album. It's a lot of work when you're doing literally everything yourself. Being the producer, being the writer, being the vocalist, being the instrumentalist, being the session musicians, effectively, it means that all of this time that other people spend doing that, you have to do it one after the next, rather than 4 or 5 people doing it all in one day and them taking 12 hours. It means that if there's 4 or 5 people, you've then got to times that 12 hours by 5, and then that's how long it would take me to do it. So yeah, and that's just the band. I'm not including the producers, who the mixing of it and all of that, which again, that takes even longer. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into an album. At the moment, I'm just going to keep on riding the wave and just see where we end up, because it is a bit of a roller coaster, but it's certainly a fun one. It's not that I'm not happy doing this. I am very happy indeed. So thank you, Bonnie, for that donation. And let me just give a mention of this likes goal. I know it is huge, and I know that we can see on the screen we're at 286 likes at the moment, so we are starting to close in on that 375. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be massively appreciated if you could, because I think this is the highest likes goal that we've ever had. So it really is a huge target, but fingers crossed we can get there by the end of the live stream. It's already midnight here in the UK, but we've probably got another 45 minutes of the live stream to go. So we've got time on our side, hopefully, fingers crossed. We still need to keep on just etching away at that total, but thank you for this donation, Paul, as well, in the PayPal donations window for $5. And the message is, in recognition of 260,000 subscribers and Phil that made this happy place for us. Also, spike those likes, Orlando's backup guys. So thank you for that, Paul. And yes, Paul has a couple of surnames. It's different on YouTube to then over on PayPal. So yeah, that is Orlando's backup. I know it's difficult. It is difficult for me sometimes, actually most of the time, to keep up with aliases of people's names, and then YouTube names and Patreon names and then PayPal names. Yes, sometimes there's a few different ones, but thank you, Paul, for that donation in the PayPal window as well. And Linda has donated £30. Thank you for that, Linda. And the message is, for Dad, 5 uncles, husband and 2 sons on Memorial Day. So thank you for that, Linda. And I'm just going to scroll up, and I don't think these are the things that coincide with the UK. I think our effective version of Memorial Day is different, or whether it's here in the UK we have like a national day of remembrance. Maybe that's a different thing altogether. But thank you, Linda, for that donation. And maybe I'm tying it in with different things in different countries. But that's all I know about that we have here in the UK. Our Remembrance Day is generally, on a Sunday, Remembrance Sunday. But anyway, thank you for that, Linda. And just scrolling up, because Karen has donated £3.79. So thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi Phil, I don't believe I've shared this Jimi Hendrix quote. I've been imitated so well, I've heard people copy my mistakes. Thanks for being an inspiration for me, both musically and in life. I've taken on an approach that perseverance will prevail. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And yes, indeed, perseverance, persistence. I think those are really valuable qualities to have, because I think you need that just in life, even if you're just trying to progress in anything. But pretty much, anything professionally, if you're chasing a dream, if you've got a goal that you're aiming for, there's always going to be things that get in the way. So it's just a case of persisting. I think that when a lot of people give up, that's just the point that they were going to become successful. Interestingly, that reminds me of when I was 30. I think I was 30. I mean, okay, we're talking about very close to 10 years ago now. But when I was 30, it was at a gig that I did, or it might have been 31, where I was really close to... Well, I was thinking, what is the point in doing this? Because, it's a really bad gig and it's an absolute pain. And, promises were made by the people organising the gig that weren't kept. And it was an absolute disaster. And I thought, what is the point? But I think I'm the kind of personality that I'm always going to keep on going, regardless of how many times someone's going to push me down to the floor. I'll always get up and keep on pushing forward. But it then took, I would say, maybe another 4 years after that. But because I persisted, if I gave up, it means that I'd just be doing a normal job now. I'd probably just be teaching guitar, 24/7, or doing as much as I could in order to pay the bills. So I think it is just a case of persisting. And, I've been playing guitar since the age of 11. So when I started in bands at age 19, it was then pretty much a grind from then on to like 4 years ago. So over 15 years. But it's worth it in the end. I think that when you then get to your goal, and my goal was always just to do music full time in any capacity. So for me, and to move away from teaching guitar, because there's so much planning that goes into teaching guitar, where you have to sit down and work out other people's solos for, you know, X amount of students. So you're constantly looking at other people's playing. And I think, you know, I'd rather just do my own thing and get people to listen to my music. That's what I would enjoy. So yeah, I always had that vision of moving away from that, but just persevering with it. And it's, yeah, a huge part of having success in any walk of life. But I think that when you persist, when you then hit your goal, because it's taken over 15 years, every single minute or every second of every day, you are thankful, because you know you've still got over 15 years worth of memories of not being able to do it and really trying hard in order to get to a certain place. So I think that, yeah, you appreciate it so much more than if somebody just comes along when you're 19 and says, hello, I'm going to give you this amount of money, you can do music full time, don't worry about it. You haven't had the grind of making something of yourself. Somebody else has come along and helped you. Whereas I think it's so much more rewarding when you know that everything you've done has just been you putting in the hard work, because then you appreciate every single second of that, you know, success that you have when you reach those goals. So yeah, I think it's great to have the perseverance, because it really does pay off in the long run. But it's just being prepared for that long run. But anyway, thank you for that, Karen. And Mark has donated £3.79, and the message is, I'm backing up Orlando and Paul, Marco. So thank you for that, Marco. So now we're getting a bit of, what's it called? Not a train, but like a conga. You know, when you join a line of dancers and everyone, you know, holds on to the person in front. So you have this conga. We've got a conga line of people backing each other up. So we've got Orlando, followed by Paul, and now Marco is third in that line. So thank you for that, Marco. And I'm just going to scroll up because Lauren has donated £25. Thank you for that, Lauren. And the message is, spike the likes. Great idea there from Lauren. If you can hit that thumbs up. 313 we are at the moment. So we are gradually closing in on that target of 375. Just quickly, Joan has donated £100. Thank you so much for that, Joan. Another very kind donation. And the message is, congratulations on 260,000 subscribers. Here's a little something for the Hard Drive Fund. So again, a very kind donation there. Thank you, Joan. And yes, the Hard Drive Fund is always one of those funds that is constantly being drawn out of to keep everything up to date. Especially, I mean, when I did the collaboration video, or the recording of that video with Chris, I think we both had the idea that maybe it would take half an hour, but I think it was an hour and a half, maybe longer than that. And of course, all of the footage I'm recording, so it means that you're just getting gigabytes upon gigabytes upon, you know, potentially terabytes of information that's going into the computer. And yeah, I mean, that fills up hard drives very quickly. So thank you so much for that, Joan. And just to refer to the donations, if you do accidentally make a donation, or you make a donation where you typed in a number that was more than you were planning on, then don't worry about that. Just send me a message and we can organize it after the live stream. Absolutely no problem. I have done that in the past. It's really easy through PayPal to just refund the donation. So don't worry about that. But thank you, Joan, for that donation. Carla has donated £2.69. Thank you for that, Carla. And that is a straight up donation. And Sue has donated £15 as well. And I'm just trying to scroll down. There it is. And that is a straight up donation as well. So thank you for that, Sue. Right, let me mention the vote we've got for tonight's cover video. I haven't even mentioned this yet. And it's 20 to 1 in the morning. So we're going to be watching the winner of this relatively soon. The vote is between I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith or I Just Died in Your Arms, I think, by Cutting Crew. I think those are the two. I haven't got it on my screen. I would have to search for it on my screen. There it is. Yeah, I don't want to miss a thing. Yeah, I got that right. So let's have a little look in there, because it looks like this could be one of the closest votes we've ever had. I Just Died in Your Arms is at 51%. So there's literally 0 point something percent in it, because it doesn't show you to the points, and it's just 51% at the moment. So if you want to hear I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, make sure that you get your vote in for that poll that is running at the top of the live chat room, at the top of the comment section. It should be there. Right, let me quickly jump into the super chat window to get up to date with these donations, because there were a few more, and just scrolling down, and it was Other World Explorers who donated at $10, so thank you for that. And the message was, I just watched the Donna Summer video and I have a question. Do you think there's a puberty for the singing voice? She did sound better live than in 1977. So thank you for that. And I mean, yes, of course, everybody's voice changes. I mean, especially guys, you're going to notice that ridiculously, how your voice is going to go down about an octave once you reach your teenage years and then get into adulthood. You're going to, potentially lose a lot of range, but it depends if you were singing from a young age, because I found that a lot of guys who started singing at age 7 or 8 or 9, obviously their voices are a lot higher, and then when they go through puberty, their voices, they can still access their head voice and their falsetto, because they still have the configuration to access that and can manage the air correctly, because they remember how to do it from when they were young. Whereas guys like me, unfortunately, who didn't start to sing until age 28, 29, I don't have any of that technique to remember how to do it. So whenever you're learning from scratch and you can't sing, you've got to try and find where your voice is and how to get into your head voice, how to use your chest voice. And I remember that when I started, I used to always sing in my head voice and I didn't know how to use my chest voice. So it was, literally having to learn how to use your chest voice. That's the stage where I was at when I was trying to learn to sing, which is just a ridiculously baseline level. You'd think that every guy would know how to use their chest voice, but I didn't. I used to sing in head voice all the time. So, and my head voice was quite an airy head voice. So yeah, it was really difficult for me to try and unlearn how I've been doing it, to try and lose all of those bad habits that I would just naturally do because I didn't know how to sing. So yeah, I found that obviously for guys, you're going to go through that change. I think with women, it is a lot more subtle, but there is still a difference as you go into adulthood. Some women will find that their pitch, naturally, their talking voice might drop a little bit from when they're kids, but it's not going to be as dramatic as guys, obviously. But it might be, say, for example, you sing as a kid, you might find that you now have maybe a semitone or a couple of semitones lower than you would sing as a kid. Because, when we're children, we don't know what the great technique that we have. If we were to start singing at a young age, you have faultless technique because you don't get into any bad habits, because you use your vocal cords as they were designed. When you're a kid and you start singing, kids aren't watching instructional videos of how to sing and taking a diaphragmatic breath, keeping their back straight and relaxing the tongue, keeping your jaw loose, all of these different things. They're not thinking about that. They just do it naturally because, they've got perfect technique, because the perfect technique is just using everything as it was designed. And that's what you do when you're a kid. But anyway, so more dramatic for guys, but for women, there is a difference. Everybody's different. Some women are going to be affected more as they go into adulthood than others. And this is why you find sometimes women who you hear sing at the age of, even 13, 14, 15, and then in their early 20s, you can see a slight difference in their voice with even the tonality of it as well. If it's not just the range of it sounding slightly lower, the tonality maybe having a more full-bodied sound, which also just comes with more singing and getting a more advanced technique to your voice, but just having a more advanced sound because you're managing everything better as you improve, as you sing more into your 20s. So yeah, there's that as well. But this is again something that we could talk about for years, but thank you for that donation. And Stardust Unicorn donated again, I believe, with a $1.99 donation with a rainbow. So thank you for that. And Kay donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Kay. And just have to scroll down. Lisa A is in the house and has donated $10. Thank you for that, Lisa. And the message is, hey Phil, we know you're a hair guy. Do you also have any tattoos or piercings? If too personal, it's okay not to answer with a smiley face. So no, it's fine. I don't have anything. I don't have any tattoos and any piercings either. It's just never something that I've either got around to. I think that a lot of people have tattoos when they're maybe in their teenage years with their friends. They go on holiday and get a tattoo. But that never happened. I went on holiday with my friends, but we never got any tattoos. And I've got the memory in my mind. So I know that some people do get tattoos to remember something, but I've got quite a good memory, I think, so I don't have to be reminded of something. So yeah, piercings wise, again, I've never, and it goes for tattoos, I've never felt the need, like, oh, I need to do that to fulfill, something, a desire that I have. Is just something that I've never really felt the need to do. So yeah, I don't have any tattoos or piercings. So thank you for that, Lisa. Stan has donated $2 as well. Thank you for that, Stan. The message is, hello everyone and great seeing you, Phil. So thank you for that, Stan. Good to see you as well in the live stream tonight. Karen has donated $19.99 again and says you are amazing. So thank you for that, Karen, again. And Stardust Unicorn has donated, I think now for the third time in that super chat window. So thank you for that. Support band to Wings of Pegasus with a $1.99 donation with, it looks like it might be a rose or a flower or something like that. The picture's quite small on my screen, but thank you for that. Right, it's almost 10 to 1 here in the morning, so we're going to be jumping into the we'll jump into the cover video for tonight. We do have a lot of pictures to look at tonight as well, but let me just end that poll to see which one came out on top. I didn't check before I finished it. And look at this, I Just Died in Your Arms has won the poll by 0 point something of a percent, because you'll see the result going through in a second. It says I Just Died in Your Arms wins the poll at 50%, which of course looks like a contradiction, but it's because it's 50 point something. And there were 303 votes. There is the classification or the confirmation that is going through there. So thank you guys for voting tonight. That is, I think, the closest that we've ever had, there being 0 point something percent between those two. But we will jump into this video. Is going to be my cover, my version of the Cutting Crew classic, I Just Died in Your Arms. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys after rock.
I just died in your arms tonight. table, the curtains are closed, the cat's in a cradle. Who'd have thought that a boy like me could come to this? Whoa, I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight. Whoa, I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been some kind of kiss. I should have walked away. I should have walked away. Is there any just cause for feeling like this? On the surface of a name other than this, I try to be discreet, but then blow it again. I've lost and found, it's my final mistake. She's loving by proxy, no give and I'll take, 'cause I've been dreaming to fantasy one too many times. Whoa, I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight. Whoa, I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been some kind of kiss. I should have walked away. I should have walked away. It was a long, hard night. She made it easy, she made it feel right. But now it's over, the moment is gone. I follow my hands, not my head. I know I was wrong. I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight. Whoa, I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight. Whoa, I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been some kind of kiss. I should have walked away. I should have walked away.
And there we have it. That was my version of the Cutting Crew classic, I Just Died in Your Arms. Thank you guys for voting for that one tonight and for requesting it in the first place over on Patreon. You guys get me out of jail by actually giving me some covers to put up on screen and for you guys to vote between. So thank you for doing that. We are going to be just quickly jumping into the PayPal window because I know that there has been another donation that's come through there. So thank you for all of the very kind donations tonight. We are going to be getting into the pictures and we have a pick roulette to come tonight as well. And we're at 361 likes. So we're aiming for 375. That's 14 more people in that live chat room we are looking out for to hit that thumbs up. So fingers crossed a few more people will get involved with tonight's live stream. Probably about 20 minutes left of tonight's live stream. So anyway, Alison has donated £7. Thank you for that, Alison. And the message is, hello Phil, enjoyed the melody and the messages in your opening song to the live stream tonight. Is this one on your Persistence CD? Have a great weekend. So thank you for that, Alison. And yes, that is one of the songs on my album called Persistence. And this is a great opportunity to give a plug of my website, wingsofpegasus.com. If you want to go straight to the music, just do wingsofpegasus.com/music, and that'll take you through to my album, and you can download tracks individually there if you want to as well. There's another single that's called Running Blind, which I released after the album, and you can get the album on iTunes and Amazon as well, but it's better for me if you go to my website, because then I don't have to give away a percentage. But that is the site. Is pretty self-explanatory once you know Wings of Pegasus is the name of everything that I do. So thank you for that, Alison. And let me get that off the screen. Let's have a scroll up, because there's been another donation that's just come in from Jonathan for £15. So thank you for that, Jonathan. And this is a straight up donation. So thank you for that. We are now up to date with everything in that PayPal window and in the super chat window. Let's now jump into some pictures. So let's get the background up on screen rather than looking at me the whole time. And now we get to look at some of you guys. And let me just mention at this point that actually I'll get the first picture up on screen, because this is from Joni, aka Chris, with her pics. I believe that she has 2 Wings of Pegasus pics, and this isn't just the same one then reversed the other way around. But anyway, there is the picture. So thank you, Chris, for uploading that one. And I wanted just to quickly give a plug of the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. That's where Vince hosts the after party. If you want to get involved over there, if you are a Facebook user, then just join that group and then you can get involved with things over there. That's where the lovely people in the live chat room tonight hang out between live streams, and that's where these pictures are uploaded to as well. So thank you for that, Chris. Let me get into the next one. And speak of the devil, here we have Vince, and Vince is doing a bit of modelling here, but he's doing a bit of multiple merchandise modelling. That's quite good. Multiple merchandise modelling of, you can see the warning and Wings of Pegasus on the back, and the warning have been on the channel in the past, so you guys can check out that video if you want. There's not only an analysis video or 2, but we did an interview as well, and as you guys will know from, I think the last live stream was when Vince was actually watching them live. So thank you, Vince, for uploading that one, and good modelling as well. Let me just, I should actually mention that this picture was taken by Sandy. So Sandy's work there with the camera, it wasn't Vince that's quickly set it up and then put it on a timer and then had to run and get in the right position. It's all of the photography credits go to Sandy there. So thank you for that, you guys, and Kevin for sending me that one. Kevin, we're just about to look at Kevin, but Vince, thank you for sending me that one. Here is Kevin, and this is a bit of an update of his holiday, his kind of tour that he's doing. He was in Germany and now he is in England, and he's at Wembley Arena here. So you can see it's, at the moment, it has different names because it's sponsored. Sometimes it was, I think I can't even remember what it was before, the OVO or OVO Arena, whatever it is, but everyone knows it as Wembley Arena. So yeah, without the sponsorship, it is Wembley Arena. So thank you, Kevin, for uploading that. And we have another picture here of Kevin. This time he's in York. So thank you for uploading that one. And again, modelling a bit of Wings of Pegasus mask action there. And I think the last picture for tonight is Kevin again, but this time he's with a winger. He's actually met up with a winger here in England, or should I say in York, but that is in England. So thank you, Kevin, for uploading this one. And let me just make sure that everything is okay, right. Oh, I'm just confusing myself a little bit because this is Elaine, by the way. This picture was going to not be the last one, but it is the last one because unfortunately the pictures that I got of Anna from Vince were a little bit late. I couldn't upload them to the software, so this is going to be the last picture of the bunch. But Kevin, thank you for uploading this one, and Elaine, thank you for being in this picture as well. We've got a couple of wingers in the UK just meeting up, which is fantastic, and also getting them on the live stream so that we can see just the wings of the Pegasus being spread all over the UK in this case, or England. But it's great to have these pictures of people connecting in real life, but just connecting over the internet as well. That's basically what these live streams and what music is all about, just having a common love for music, enjoyment, and just making the most of life while we have the chance and just getting along. So thank you everybody for uploading those pictures, and Vince for linking me to them as well. And like I said, those pictures from Anna, I'll show those on the next live stream, so those will be up there on Tuesday. But thank you for all of the pictures that you guys upload. It is a lot more interesting, I think, to get you guys up on screen. Right, we are now going to be jumping into the pick roulette, and I haven't picked a top tip, which is always a contradiction because the top tip hasn't won yet, ever. So what I'll do is we'll get the wheel up on screen and I'll just pick somebody at random, and unfortunately that person's probably not going to win, but we'll jump into this one and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock! So let's get the roulette wheel up on screen. There it is. Right, I'm going to have a quick look on here. If this is your first pick roulette, you'll see here the darker segments are the t-shirts. If we land on one of those, then we have a t-shirt roulette. If we land on a name, that person goes away with assigned wings of Pegasus pick, which you can see in the middle of the wheel. So let me just pick somebody out at random. And Scotsman is going to be my top tip for tonight. Oh, I can't even type this. There we go. Scotsman. Just making a note of it so that when we spin the wheel, we will know if the actual top tip has won or not, and that I don't then change the name pretending that I picked somebody. I'm sure you guys would spot if I did that anyway. But good luck to everybody tonight. And you have to be in it to win it. This is what I always say. Make sure you are in the live chat room when the pick roulette is happening, because if your name does come up, then you have to make yourself known to Carla in that live chat room. But we are slowing down. Where is Scotsman? Have we gone past Scotsman, or he's not turning up anytime soon? But is it going to get as far as Randy? It looks like it might be. Or yeah, we go. So Randy, congratulations! You are the winner of tonight's pick roulette and the signed Wings of Pegasus picks. So if you can let yourself be known to Carla in that live chat room, that would be fantastic. So all calling out for Randy in that live chat room. Commiserations to everybody else who didn't win tonight, but you can double your chances of winning by tuning in on Tuesday nights as well as Saturday nights, because when we hit our pick roulette likes goal, we always have a pick roulette the next week. And it looks like we have hit the goal for tonight. I can see we're at 391 likes. So thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up, for getting involved, and ensuring that next week we're going to be having a pick roulette, which is fantastic. I'm just having a little look into that live chat room as we speak to see if I can see Randy's username anywhere in there. I can't see it at the moment, but make sure, Randy, to let yourself be known to Carla so that she can organise everything with you to get that sent off to you. So let's get back to keeping everything as organised as possible, and what I'm going to do is open the entries for next week's pick roulette. And in order to get your name on the wheel next week, we need to tag Carla Murray and type I agree with some exclamation marks, which are optional. And you'll see my comment go through the live chat room, and probably very soon you'll see lots of people typing I agree and tagging Carla in their comment. So then that's what you need to do in order to get your name on next week's Pick Roulette wheel. If this is your first live stream, then hello, introduce yourself to the guys in the live chat room, to the community. But also, if you want to get your name on the Pick Roulette wheel, just make sure you're copying what everyone's doing here, because then your name will be on the wheel next week. And make sure you only do it once. Please only post it once, otherwise your name won't be on the wheel. Oh, I can see Scotsman going through. Apologies about maintaining my 0% winning record and for choosing you as the top tip, but I can see that Scotsman will be on next week's Pick Roulette, so he's got another chance to win next week. Right. Let me see what we can do. We've got about 10 minutes left of the live stream. I'll just get into the PayPal donations window because Sam has donated £5. Thank you for that, Sam. And the message is, your hair is looking great. What's for dinner tonight? So thank you for that, Sam. And the hair is pretty much okay at the moment. I think I'm kind of getting away with it. I've had a few videos where my hair has been all right. Sometimes it's a bit unruly, but we seem to be pretty much okay. I do have, you can see here, there are little bits of hair that start to want to curl. And look at this bit. They start to, I don't know why, it gets attracted to my eyes. Even the bits at the side start going forward, they curl towards my eyes. So I have to keep on kind of doing this to make sure it doesn't get anywhere close. But anyway, yeah, I mean, all in all, everything's fine with the hair. So thank you, Sam, for that. And my dinner tonight was not very substantial. It seems to always be the case on live stream evenings. I don't have a big meal, so I had to use up some eggs. So I had 2 eggs, and I just made a sandwich with the eggs and some mayonnaise. So that's what I had. Not exactly a big dinner, just a couple of sandwiches. So I'll be having a snack later on. Generally, my late night snack is peanuts and like a very light biscuit that they have here called Rich Tea. I mean, it's ironic because it sounds like it's really nice, these Rich Tea biscuits, but they are like really thin and they've got no sugar in them. I think they're about 20 calories, but I have one of those with a cup of tea. And the peanuts I have, I mean, usually it's just something that I've had because when you eat peanuts, it means that if you are having any kind of protein or protein supplement for when I was training, it slows down the release of protein while you sleep because, yeah, peanuts have that effect. So that's why I used to eat them before I went to bed, so that when I was training, my protein levels remained consistent while I slept, therefore, yeah, remaining anabolic, I think it's called. So that's when your muscles are growing. So that's why anabolic steroids mean that you can constantly grow muscle rather than just having to do it at nighttime, which is, yeah, a very finite window, and that's why you can't get really muscular naturally unless you're genetically predisposed to put on muscle mass. But even still, yeah, putting on a lot of muscle mass, that's why people need yeah, performance enhancers such as steroids. But anyway, yeah, so it's just something that's continued from them. I used to have it when I was training. Now I'm not training. Now I'm trying to detrain to try and atrophy my muscles so that my tendon heals more quickly rather than having tension in the resting muscle as it has when you have quite toned muscles. So I'm trying to do the reverse of that. So I'm trying to, yeah, get skinny arms as possible at the moment to increase my recovery time and then get back into training after that. Should I say decrease my recovery time and increase the speed at which I recover. So yeah, it was just sandwiches tonight. Very boring indeed, but I will have a snack later. And peanuts, by the way, any kinds of nuts are not saturated fat, they're unsaturated. So it means it's the good type of fats. And if you're having saturated fat, that is the kind of fat that when you eat it, you don't even get a choice. It is going to get stored somewhere on your body. You don't get a chance to burn it off like you do with sugar. When you eat sugar, you have probably a 1 to 3 hour window, depending on your metabolism, to then burn off the calories that are in sugar. If you don't burn those off in the 1 to 3 hours, then it gets stored as fat. And that's how that works. That's why when you see tennis players eating a banana has a lot of natural sugar in it. So they're eating a banana because that energy is going to get released within the next hour or 1 to 3 hours. So it means that they're eating the banana for the next set or to maintain their energy output. I mean, sometimes you see tennis matches that go on for like 3 hours or 4 hours. So yeah, they eat these bananas to keep them going. And it's obviously high in carbohydrates, but it's this simple sugars that are broken down very quickly. And if you're just eating sugars and you're not doing the tennis exercise, then it will be stored as fat. And the saturated fats are pretty much the food that you want to avoid, because that just gets stored. Everything else you get a chance to burn off, so at least you get an option. Like if you've eaten some sugar, then you think, okay, right, let me do some exercise to burn off the sugar, the energy that's in my system. But yeah, saturated fat will, look on your body somewhere. Your body will put it somewhere. And generally, everybody knows where their bodies like to store fat. Everybody's different. Some people have it stored on their stomachs, some people on their backs. Like some guys get, fat on their back. Most guys, I think, have it on their stomach, especially if they drink alcohol, but on their chest as well. Something that we have in this country called man boobs is the expression when guys put on fat. And generally, this is fat that is from alcohol, because alcohol increases your estrogen levels, which is a female hormone. So the fat that you store from drinking alcohol is paired with estrogen, so it means that it gets stored where women store a lot of fat, which is in their chest and their bums and their legs and these kinds of places. Guys then start to store them in those places, so hence the whole man boobs expression. Anyway, let's not. Again, this is something I could talk about for a very long time, because it being my background as a personal trainer when I was 19 and having studied sport and exercise science at university. But let's move forward with it. And that was just all started from Sam asking me what was for dinner tonight. So we will keep on pushing forward. And Jen donated $10 as well. So thank you for that, Jen. And the message was deleted by Kana, but thank you for that donation anyway. Right. I think we are pretty much okay. We've got maybe 3 minutes. Let's just shoehorn in at the end of this live stream a riff of the week, because we've got about 3 minutes left, maybe. Right, let me throw this out into the live chat room. If you can, let me know any number between 1 and 100 for the riff of the week, because we have 100 of them. Hopefully we won't have one that we had before, but it is random. And yes, I know that somebody mentioned about making a note of the ones that we've had so far. Probably a good idea, but something that I haven't done thus far. So I'm going to be looking into the live chat room to get a number, if possible, for tonight's riff of the week, and then you guys can guess what it is, if we can even tell what it is. And the numbers are starting to come through, I can see. And we have... Anna's just gone through there, saying 63, and it's going too quickly. I think Stan says 33, Sue says 61, Alison says 54, Jennifer says 14, Sandy says 72. Let's go for a bit the next lower number, number 2. Okay, Orlando says number 2. So we're going to go for riff of the week 2. This is probably gonna go back. Oh, hang on, I've just, rather than type it into my own channel, I just typed it into YouTube generally. So riff of the week 2. So I'm not gonna just steal somebody else's content. Right, okay, so this, riff of the week, the second one, when did I start doing this? This must have been years ago, so I don't know what I'm going to look like, but we will get it all queued up. Let me... Okay, right, let me mute that and let this advert that's on it play through. and then I will pause it so that now we should be queued up, so I can get this up on screen so you guys can see it, hopefully, underneath me here. Right, so this is literally an oldie, but a goodie, hopefully, fingers crossed, because it's number 2. Let's have a listen to this. And you don't win anything if you get this guessed correctly, but you just get to be smug in that live chat room. Let's have a listen to this and see what it is. Okay, it's intermediate, slightly more difficult. And there we have it. So, I mean, this is an intermediate for a reason, because it's another one. It's interesting because I'm sure we've had over the last few live streams some riffs that are more difficult, and some of them have been intermediate, some have been advanced. And when I say about intermediate and advanced, I'm not talking about how difficult they are to play. I'm saying how difficult they are to guess. So this was a slightly more difficult one, but the band that do it, I'm just going to have a look in the live chat room, make sure I don't miss anybody guessing it. But the band that do this, I would say this is their most well-known song, but they're probably not a well-known band. And I'm pretty sure maybe that this band were another riff, but maybe not. And it's not Winger, so maybe this hasn't been. And let me just get this off screen so that we can see it. And when I said, oh, I don't know what I'm going to look like, I don't know how many years that was ago, but I think I just look the same. I thought my hair would be like crazy or something. Right, having a little look down. I don't think people are going to get this. We're getting a few. Billy said maybe Van Halen, or Kevin said Van Halen. And Pleasant Valley Picker said, I'm guessing metal. I guess this would be, yeah, hard rock / metal. And Karen says rainbow. And no, it's not rainbow. I'm going to have a little look through. I don't think anybody's going to get this. Rad Flying V says Dokken. And that is in the right ballpark. So if you know Dokken's guitarist, I'm going to try and give you a few hints. So take Dokken's guitarist, have his spin-off band, or the band that he then founded after Dokken, and that is the band. And then hopefully, like I said, I think probably their most well-known song, even though the band probably aren't very well known. So I'm going to leave it going for a little bit longer. I think because there's going to be a bit of a delay from me saying all this to it then going out across the live stream, then Rad Flying V's probably going to get it. And Orlando says Lynch Mob, so that is correct. We've got the band, but what is the riff? So Lynch Mob is the band. I'm sure lots of people are probably trying to type this into Google at the moment. So Lynch Mob is correct. We just need the riff because it is called a riff of the week. So, yeah, Lynch Mob. Kevin says Lynch Mob. Yeah, Rad Flying V said Lynch Mob. So, as I said, you've got the band. Xena says somebody needs to Google it. So, it's probably now a race as to who can Google it the quickest. So, get typing on your computers. Type in Lynch Mob. Probably type in Lynch Mob songs. And Rad Flying V says Mr. Scary. That is a Lynch Mob song, but it's not the right one. And yeah, I mean, Mr. Scary is probably quite well known as well. So maybe it's not their most well known. It's on my workout playlist, so I listen to it all the time, or at least I did when I was working out. So it's not Mr. Scary. We still haven't got anybody. I mean, Rad Flying V just said Mr. Scary again. It's not that, unfortunately. So Mel says Rain. No, it's not River of Love either. And Okay, I'm going to have to say that it is not no good. It's wicked sensation. Oh, literally, as I said that, the FTM22 said wicked sensation. So congratulations to you. That popped up at exactly the same time that I was saying wicked sensation. So there's no cheating going on. Congratulations to the FTM22 who guessed it correctly tonight. It was a difficult one, intermediate, maybe even should have been called advanced, but it's good to have a bit of a challenging one now and again. So we're going to be calling things to a close for tonight's live stream, but just before we do, I can see that Jan donated 20 Norwegian krone as well, so thank you for that, and the message is cool. And yeah, we are now up to date with everything in the donations windows. So thank you guys so much for all of the kind donations tonight. And I can see in the live chat room just loads of songs, loads of Lynch Mob songs going through. But we have had the winner for tonight. Right, so the FTM22 said, I had searched it. So they were the quickest off the mark tonight. We are going to be having another analysis video tomorrow night, and then we're going to be live streaming on Tuesday night. As always, we're going to be calling things to a close now for tonight's live stream. And quick plug of the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. If you're a Facebook user, head over there, join in with that group, because Vince is going to be hosting the after party, as he always does after all of the live streams. So thank you everyone for joining me tonight, and for hitting that likes button so that we are getting to these Pig Roulette likes goals, which are huge. 375 tonight, but we've ended with 415 likes, which is amazing. So thank you for joining me, Orlando. Thank you for that $2 donation right at the end, saying I will be in sunny Florida by next live stream. So thank you for that, Orlando. For that, yeah, it just popped up before we finished, but I'll see you guys again. We'll see Orlando live when he's in Florida on Tuesday. But if you want to still hit that thumbs up watching this on catch up in the future, if you're part of the catch up crew, then it really does help this live stream to get out there a little bit more, and for the channel to grow as a whole, as does every single thumbs up on every single video, the analysis videos, and your comments as well, your requests, suggestions, keep all of those coming in the comment section of the analysis videos. That's the best place to put them. But thank you guys for tuning in tonight and joining me live for this 260,000 subscriber celebration. I'll see you guys live again on Tuesday night, but have a fantastic rest of the weekend and try and stay as sane as humanly possible in the world that we live in at the moment. It's very difficult, but we'll try our best for the rest of the weekend, and then we'll meet up again on Tuesday night. So I will see you guys then and catch you at the next one. Rock!